Restart the recording. This is the Twitch. The stream name's got to be changed. This is not the losers bracket final. This is the finals, guys. This is the finals.
Tell me when you're back up for the stream.
So, well, the stream is up. Still, I didn't really take it down. I just stopped recording.
Oh, okay.
And the last thing that's going to be left is for them to set up, pick their first fives. I'm going to blacken out the screen for the stream. Actually, once they get their first fives picked, so I can check them and not give any hints to either player. And then we'll be on our way.
Does that make a player's watching the stream?
Yeah, in case they're watching the stream. I told them not to, but you know.
I understand. I understand.
Because they could still take our elite strats, our strategy, as we discussed.
Hey, look, we've got a Noah going up. We've got a Noah up here.
Yeah, Tim getting those spiders and ice traps were. Tim drew very well that second game, as opposed to the first game where Christian was drawing very well. So it was a good match. It was, yeah. This Noah deck is quite good. Noah's quite strong.
But that game just emphasizes how important it is to make sure you build. If you can't build up some battlefield control, you're going to start taking damage.
Yeah, Noah. I mean, I think I was talking to C earlier during the last semi-final match, and saying how it's crazy how one card, namely Frostback Bear, takes Noah from, in my opinion, not so great Phoenixborn to a top tier Phoenixborn. Just because it gave him that unit, that beefy, threatening unit that he needed to play out.
Mm-hmm.
That he can just bring back every round.
That lets Noah bring it out every round.
Correct.
And lets Noah stop other people from bringing it out.
Correct.
Yep. And I mean, that's the power of Noah, is he's going to start messing up your early... that until you can get out multiple ready spell copies out, he'll just one you out and stop you from using it. That's his trick.
Sorry guys, I'm giving them a new first player token. They deleted the other one. So, I'm going to black the stream out real quick, guys. I got to check the first fives.
That's the new token?
Yes.
For your new token, you're using a giant exhaustion token.
Perfect.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Yes. So, I'm checking the first fives now. That one's good. That one looks good. Oh. They're rethinking their first fives a little bit. This is meta.
Actually, can Eric hear me if I speak like this?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear
There's
you.
no time limit for how long it takes to draw your first five.
No.
I hate all of my options here.
I can always see some games where that takes
I'm gonna
way
keep this
too
first
long.
five, even though I hate it.
That's true.
Pretty sure there's a better one.
Especially if you're sitting here staring at a black screen. I think there's very little amount of time that it wouldn't take too long for.
Sure.
Yeah, whoever maintains this version of the Ashes on Tabletop Simulator should just add a first.
There's a first player token, but they deleted it.
We are starting.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, so they're actually starting the game.
Unless we're waiting for somebody.
Nope, you guys can go ahead and start. So they're starting now. There is a first player token. They deleted it by accident. You can rewind to bring it back, but I don't know how much had happened during that time. So we just gave them this giant red exhaustion token. It looks kind of cool, actually.
I think.
Eat your heart out, Team Covenant.
You need to unblock the screen.
Oh, sorry guys. I'm gonna miss out on this game. There you go. There's the action. Coming back. Nothing's happened. They just rolled dice. And we're starting. And we're starting. There we go.
Still waiting on the screen.
There's a small delay.
There we go. Screen is live. Screen is live.
The short delay. I tried to minimize the delay as much as possible. We got a hammer night, boys. We got a hammer night. Bread and butter. Bread and butter. This little lady. This little lady pounds Chimera and Phoenixborn alike.
All right, someone needs to put that draw pile for Noah where it goes.
This is 25 tournament Noah. That's what he calls it. And he says this is where it goes.
What? The draw pile goes there?
Hope I'm not. Okay, there's some. The drop pile goes where you want it to go. Sadly.
Well, it's not anymore.
Can't control.
It's sort of a little Kimbo.
Cannot control where they decide to put their draw piles.
He's trying to psych out his opponents. That's what.
So we got. This is the finals, guys. Again, this is the finals. I think I'm recording. I hope I'm recording. I'm recording. We're good to go. I'm gonna close Facebook. Okay. Frostback Bear comes out. And some meditations. Man, you're right. It's bugging me too, Julius, about this 90-degree rotated deck. Oh boy.
Especially on this nice, there's this nice layout here where everything should go.
I know.
Is that meditation? Is that 3 meditation he's doing?
He meditated 3, I believe. Yeah, he did.
He's gonna have a lot of power coming in. Looked like he already had 3 power to begin with now.
I'm surprised he
Did
didn't
that
meditate
for
for wolves. I'm actually looking at. He takes the hammer knight to the face. I'm surprised he didn't actually meditate for wolves here. He's playing illusion.
Could be his intention is
What do you think his intention?
illusion.
What was that?
Yeah, for Wolfie that he doesn't do that. It could be that
Oh, sorry, your voice is breaking up a little bit
Wolves
here,
is trying.
Julius.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I was just breaking up there.
That's the problem with the internet, I believe.
Yeah. So what were you saying about the illusion?
So there's only a limited amount. So I'm saying that with the illusion, if he's
Dropped out again.
it's going to be doing a quick hidden power
True.
just to pull his dice back.
True. So he spends one of those illusion dice to drop the hammer knight. Maybe he is going for the quick hidden power.
Because if he's not doing a sleight of hand,
So he ended up meditating for a illusion dice this time. Hmm.
all right. Well, now he's got his wolf out.
We got a hammer knight on the bottom player, Ellioth's deck board, and the top player is Tim. It's got hammer knight and summon frostback bear. I think there's gonna be a shadow target, and they get a shadow target onto the summon frostback bear, and choke comes out and chokes it. So good first 5 option there by Tim.
Yeah, when you're playing against Noah and you know you're running those big bring one because you know he's going to be doing it.
Yeah. I So Elliot is probably thinking no, he's so used to that tasty shadow target that he doesn't quite know how to spend
He's
his
got to figure out
dice.
something to do with those bears.
Yeah, he's gotta find an answer now.
He's got to figure out something to do with those bears because then those bears are going to end up trading a bear for a bear or something like that.
Well, bears don't even trade with each other. They just freeze each other.
Just shot.
Well, he's gotta know that Tim is playing here, right? Because
True.
because
If Tim brought him into the round one.
yeah, I mean Tim is Jessa. He's probably playing fear in his first 5.
But I mean, there's 2 targets for fear. There's the Hammer Knight and there's the
The bear.
Frostbat.
But if he fears the Hammer Knight, there's a chance that he's got hidden power and he can play the Hammer Knight again. If he fears the bear, it's dead for sure. So I wonder what choice he would make in that situation.
Until next round. At this point in time, he doesn't have the dice to bring back that hammer.
Well, if he has
Not
hidden
this round.
power, he could bring it back.
True, I suppose. He's got 3 cards in deck.
In hand, yeah.
In hand, rather.
Yeah, he's got 3 cards in hand, so he could still. So there's the fear, paying 1 for screams, killing the bear. Wants the permanent removal.
There's that.
Afraid of that hidden power, I think. Yeah, thanks Nick for answering that question. Yeah, Dragon, they're showing a conjuration pile to obscure the number of cards. Because it's very easy to just mouse over in Tabletop Simulator and see the number of conjurations. EV comes out.
That is something that's going to be next version of the organized play rules, that the number of cards in a conjuration pile will be open information.
It will be open information in the future. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. It makes it's a lot cleaner. I think that's just a cleaner way to handle it.
Mm-hmm. That
Bear
was
com-
my position, and that was what went into the rules.
Yeah, it makes sense. Bear comes out.
I'll note also one thing just to point out. A player can't arbitrarily say that another person's deck position is over an organizer and put it before the organizer's determination. So you would need an organizer to come in and say that the deck being off position like this would be unfair.
Interesting.
And I doubt an organizer would.
Yeah, interesting.
Just simply to point out something that I saw in chat.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Julius is saying that you guys missed that even if you had a problem as an opponent with a player's deck and discard pile being 90-degree rotated, the tournament organizer would have to decide that it would be unfair for the player to be forced to have to place their deck in a different position.
Deal with that almost.
Yeah.
So it's not quite so subjective. It has to be more of an objective determination. But
Right. So we have here a Hammer Knight hits him in the face, and then the bear is going to retaliate and hits Noah in the face. Surprise!
was
Or
he
maybe
choosing not to
I
block
think
with his EV?
I think he targeted the Hammer Knight is what most likely happened. I should turn the chat on, but I think Tim attacked Hammer Knight with bear. Maybe.
I see.
I don't know if he would have, because even if he attacked Hammer Knight with bear, he doesn't have dice to kill it.
Yeah, that's only 2 damage.
Yeah, so maybe he was afraid of the freeze, because he could have attacked and frozen the Hammer Knight. So it's part of the. I'll have to ask them what happened, but I think, I think definitely the bear. Bear got in for 3.
And what's that book that just got played?
The
Dread
book
Wraith.
that just got played was Dread Wraith. I think Tim might have swung bear. I wasn't paying attention. And the fadeaway, so... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you're behind. Slow down. Fadeaway, there we go. That's what the
That's
die
what that
was for,
die
yeah.
was for.
He's gonna fade away the Hammer Knight, because the bear's got 1 life. That's a pretty good position. That's a pretty strong position for
Yeah.
Noah. I mean, he's only behind by 2 life at this point, actually, because he starts with 2 on Jessa.
And at this point in time.
So he swings probably at the bear or at Jess, I don't know. I mean, if you swing at the bear, you save yourself a mana. Yeah, he's swinging at the bear. Tim decides to take it.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to be left with nothing on his field coming into next round.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to take another Hammer Knight to the face. I think he's going to end up having that happen anyway because of the Violinist ping. But at least this way,
Yeah,
he
that's
has
true.
a reaction available. If he draws into... we saw him play Widows last game. We saw him play Final Cry. So we know those are in his deck. Maybe he can draw into those. He needs a live unit for those to take effect. So.
And Marambist is asking in the chat whether or not Jessa can use
Screams when
fade when a unit fades away. A unit fading away, I believe, is officially leaving play. I'd have to take a look at the exact language of that one.
So I'll mouse over it in the game. It says destroy this unit at the end of the round. That's the first line on fade away.
Yeah, so that's destroying the unit is considered leaving play. And Screams does not require that it happens during your turn or player's turn. Only reaction spells are limited to the player. You can reaction abilities or reaction that ability can be used outside. If you still have dice left, you need to save a die because it happens back.
Thanks for that catch, Dragon. So yeah, you can absolutely scream. So he did draw into that Widow. So he saved the bear. He can draw into 2 blockers. That Hammer Knight, that just saved him 4 life. At least. Oh, sorry. I forgot Julius. Yeah. It's kind of weird, Julius. I'm watching my stream to try to...
Having to talk with you like 30 seconds after you're
Yeah,
talking.
I missed the stream. I'm gonna watch, because I'm watching my stream also on the side. So I'm gonna keep that open. I'm gonna try to make comments only when they happen. The stream. But that's beautiful
Yeah,
for him.
that was very timely.
Yes, that's a great draw. That's a great draw.
Very.
It's a natural. Ice trap one of the Widows. So, I mean, at this point, you just... I guess you wait, but that lets him put out a Dread Wraith. It lets him put out a Bear. You don't want to swing into just a Widow.
But on his turn, if he can get rid of one of them with an ice trap and the other one with another EV ping, then he can still swing through.
Yeah.
So
But
he's going to need to bring out something.
But at that point, that gives the top player, Tim, a chance to play a blocker when the second Hammer Knight comes out. I have no idea. So the board is very strong right now for the bottom player. We'll see how the top player reacts.
Not too much of a reaction to that coming out.
I think the bear's coming out probably, just so he can have something to block, something beefy. I don't know if he wants to commit all of his ceremonial dice just yet. Yeah.
Throwing it all away to a Hammer Knight and EV pin is a tough one to call because that's 3 dice and you're not going to get that much out of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you're gonna lose all your ceremonial
Mm-hmm.
meds. Gonna probably med. I'm predicting this from the future. 1, 2, and 3. Man, 2 Hammer Knights is very scary. Yeah,
It's another Hammer Knight out.
yeah. 2 Hammer Knights on the board. That's scary.
And come hammers back. That's to bring them back out with the ceremonial power. That's expensive to bring back.
Yeah, I don't think you can bring that for the bomber to come back.
Usually, rather see that sooner.
Yeah, maybe he's got one in hand still.
He's got with what to play it. Another one. I mean, he's also got with what to play another set of spiders if he wants. But now he's got 3 natural. 3.
Got 3 natural power. Noah still hasn't shadow targeted yet this round. Swing, maybe? We'll see what he decides to do.
Token also on those bears right now.
Yeah, he could shadow target and just lock the bear down. Looks like Elliot's attacking with a Hammer Knight. Just a single Hammer Knight. Oh man.
Now the choice of what to block it with is a choice.
It's an interesting choice.
You could try and block it with those widows, but then he's going to get to put down another damage on that bear when you do it.
So does it with the bear. He could also freeze with the bear after the block. Maybe he's not going to because I think he's just going to try to kill the Hammer Knight though, right? And final cry onto the other Hammer Knight. So that second Hammer Knight is dead. They're both going to die this round. That's
nice.
That's a quick way to clean up Hammer Knights, I tell you. That's a quick way to clean up Hammer Knights. Widow dies to Aftershock. Wow. Wow. That's a bummer. That's a bummer for Elliot. Bottom player, he thought he had 2 Hammer Knights and all of a sudden not doing any damage.
Now they're gone. If only you could time Monk.
Yeah, Monk would be nice. Rin's ice buff, man. Ice buff. He's gonna kill the Hammer Knight and screams for 1. And then what is he gonna do? 13-11 now. F totals. This is when the Fire Archer killed the other Hammer Knight. Scream again, probably. Yep, screams again.
So Fire Archer, Hammer Knight screams. He's low on dice.
Wow, he's low on dice. He cleaned Hammer Knights out though.
He cleaned Hammer Knights out, but he's still got his expand waiting.
And a bear.
And he's got bear that can come out, and you know what else is there? And those Fire Archers, they're not very durable.
They're not. Eevee is gonna take care of that archer, no problem. Oh, another. Eevee's gonna take care of that archer, no problem. I think it'd be really interesting if he had that third Hammer Knight in hand and expands energy, drops another Hammer Knight. But sadly, I don't think that's.
He just dropped another Hammer Knight?
No, I said it'd be funny if he did. Instead, he's gonna meditate, see an Eevee, and then Tim's gonna fear that bear and screams. again. Ow. Just answer after answer. Tim had... Guys, we need to focus on how incredibly good Tim's draw was this round.
Being able to grab all that.
He
And it's clearing
grabbed...
away battlefield. We are back to battlefield state 0 here.
Yeah, he grabbed everything he needed. I mean, I think... Yeah, he just grabbed everything that he wanted there. That was beautiful
That final
draw.
cry.
Final
Yeah, he's still
cry, the
got 3 cards.
fear.
He's still got 3 cards in hand and an expand. I wonder if he can use all those dice still.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
tough.
I mean, Tim drew Fear, he drew Widows, he drew Final Cry, he drew Fire Archer. That was those are all the things he wanted there. Just so happened to be all the things he wanted there. I mean, he didn't know there was going to be 2 Hammer Knights staring him down,
Uh-huh.
but it turns out that's exactly what he wanted for the 2 Hammer Knights.
But yeah, like I said, so he's locking down those Frostback Bears now.
Yep, and expanding energy. I'm going to check deck counts here in a little bit. Looks like we're going to have 16 cards for the top player and 12 cards for the bottom player. Swings with EV, hits for 1, decides to take back another EV so that he can swing with it again. His hand must be nothing that he can play.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, with 3 cards, that's not what you want. I mean, the real bummer would be something like 3 Molten Gold, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if those are 3 Molten Gold, you're feeling good about cleaning the game and closing it, but you gotta get there.
You got to get there. Usually if you're drawing 3 more game, you just got to need to take the losses and discard them because
Yeah, especially with only 4.
You got to get board state up.
You got to. Especially only 4 nature dice, you know, you can't play them all. Unless you also use hidden power or double expand. Looks like he's gonna ditch the Stormwind from hand to draw up. So he kept 2 of his cards.
He's ditching a Stormwind. That's a little bit of a surprise.
I don't know. Better. I mean, his other 2 cards. I wonder if his other 2 cards are Molten Gold, and he says, I'd rather hold on to 2 Molten.
Yeah, but that Stormwind coming out, I mean, we have such a clear battlefield right now.
I think he's also afraid of the Stormwind. So the Stormwind can hit for 2, but the Stormwind also is easy to kill, and that's easy Screams damage for Jessa.
I hear that.
Maybe he's afraid of the Screams.
I hear that. But he's not really packing very many, high life units here for the Jessa match.
No, he's not. I mean, the Hammer Knights and the Bears are what he has, but I mean, 2 Fears are gone, so...
They're down.
So the 2 Fears are gone, so the Bears are a little safer. The top player can't summon a bear. Instead, he's going to opt to summon the Dread Wraith.
Yeah, he's got to this point in time. It's all about board state.
All about the board state. No spell board. This is this is intense.
It is a close game.
I mean, at the end of round 1, I was thinking the bottom player had a huge advantage and it was going well for him, but that second round completely flipped the roles, reversed everything. Good game, man. This has been a lot of good games at the end here. A lot of strong players. Glad you guys could make it out. Hammer Knight number 3.
That's nice to see.
That is nice to see. Tim's got to be
What is
a little upset to see that.
who's holding them on?
So I don't think we've seen the bottom player exhaust any dice yet this game. With those illusion. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think I've seen any.
We have.
Yeah, he meant it for a wolf. Oh, another Hammer Knight. It's a Hammer Knight party. Hammer Night
Technically,
Party.
unless somebody pulls one back.
Are we gonna have the first dice exhaustion of the game? Yeah. Get rid of that last ceremonial. Don't give him any reaction options. And blood chains onto the attacking the EV for the Hammer Knight exhaust. Tim's got to be worried about his board at this point. He's got 2 dice, a double exhausted unit, and a Dread Wraith, facing down a Hammer Knight EV combo, which is a Dead Wraith combo. And this is a real back and forth match. This is great. Chant of Protection. It's gonna give him a little bit of buffer space. Ditches the Fire Archer for it.
That's nice to see. Which player did that? Top or bottom?
The top player plays Chant of Protection. Gives him some little breathing room for that Hammer Knight and EV. I think that Hammer Knight's gonna come swinging at a Dread Wraith. Because man, EV Hammer Knight just wrecks a Dread Wraith. And so it looks like Tim decided to take the damage from the Hammer Knight and just soak it with Chant of Protection. That was a nice play. He only takes 1. Man, what a game! What a game!
Yep, that only costs him 1 basic
Hard to save his life.
to hammer. Bad.
Yeah.
Bottom player, how are you going to finish off that Hammer Knight? Because he went and did that damage to the Hammer Knight instead of the Dread Wraith.
Yeah, I think his thought was, if I Aftershock a Dread Wraith, it's gonna get stronger. If I Aftershock a Hammer Knight, it might recover it, but otherwise I just waste the Aftershock, so might as well throw it on the Hammer Knight. Then rather than let the Aftershock go to waste. Put out a bear.
Hey.
7 to 10 life. Real intense.
But it takes that for 1 hit to get through those Dread Wraiths. They do have a lot of life.
There's freeze available at least. So that's what he needed in the bear book. That's what he was wanting. Oh, sorry. I spoke ahead of time. There you go. Now you see it on this. Yeah. Guys, it's a little tricky because Julius is watching the stream to try to fix up his voice chat. So he's viewing the stream. There's a slight delay. It's like 30 seconds or so.
I mean, I'm only solid who's listening to the stream.
This is true. Everybody else is having it in real time. Well, they're getting my comments in time that they happen, and your comments too, actually. So, but it's okay. I think it'll work out because there's a lot of thinking in this game. So, the expand energy for another die. And the second Frostback bear book comes out. And then a bear comes out. I think Tim is just passing at this point. He's only got 1 frog die. That's scary because there's 1 die left. That means that he can swing with the bear and freeze the wraith. And then swing in with the bear.
Both bears at the Wraith. He can swing both bears at the Wraith, I think.
I don't think he wants to do that. Then the wraith is think he wants to do damage direct because he wants to try to close this game out. I think maybe you just swing with everything.
It's a life 6.
Yeah, swings with everything. The Wraith's gonna block something. It's gonna get frozen. The only way the Wraith doesn't get frozen is if Tim,
It
top
blocks
player,
the EV.
blocks the EV. Elects to block the EV. In theory, he could side action ping the Wraith and then swing in for 3 and put the bottom player at 4. But he takes 6 and he gets put at 4 as well. So probably not what you want to do. He's taking 4 at this point if he blocks a bear and he's getting a frozen Wraith.
Going down to 6 to 7 if we do that.
Oof, man, this
Station looks
game
like
has been close. I mean, so if you're Tim and you have an EV in hand, maybe you block the EV and then you swing in for 4 damage. And even if you do that though, next round, what can he do? He's only got 1 blocker up. He's going second. If
especially with
yeah.
Noah able to go and take out another, like, I'm not even sure, maybe a Dread Rare.
I mean, I think Noah just has to hit for. If Noah can hit for 4 here, he can swing with everything next round, and that's more than he can block at this point with only 1 blocker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows he has to block. He's just. I think this game is locked down for the bottom player. It was, man, this has been back and forth for me. At first I thought it was the bottom player, and then I thought, oh no, Tim came back and he's in a really good position, and now it's tilted right back into Noah's favor, right back into his favor. Yeah,
I mean, even when the best got this game, he never really got ahead. Most he ever got was just clearing the battlefield
yeah, true.
state.
That blood
But I don't
chains.
think he was really ahead on that.
Well, he was in a good spot, but there were things like blood chains. Blood chains put him in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he blocks the bear. I think at this point he just swings with everything next turn and it's game over. So I think Tim draws up and says GG. Yeah. Good game. That was a great game. That was
Yeah.
I had no idea who was gonna win that. I was going back and forth. Woo.
Oh, and he's holding another one of gold too.
Yeah, that's so that means that Elliot is the champion. Noah wins the tournament
There you go.
through a sea of
Look at that.
Jesses.
Good deck.
Good game, guys. Just playing around with cards now at this point. Alright, I'm gonna jump out here and switch this back over to monitor capture. The final score there was 7 life left. So we'll go over here and say congrats. Man, there's some great games here. I'm excited to. Oops, there we go. I'm excited to go and watch these games again. Actually, once they get posted on YouTube, the recorded games, because there were some Some really good
These are the
matches.
first two for the day that I was able to see. So
They were good. I mean, there were a lot of good ones too. There was, I think, every single game that Elliot played, the Noah player, was like a nail biter, just like that. Um, so, I mean, I think some of these other ones are even closer. I know the last one I saw that he played in was super close. It was down to the wire. The game before that Tim played against Nick was also down to like one life. And it was Jessa versus Jessa, so it was insane. Let's do some prize
Yep.
handouts, guys. Great job. Let's do some prizes. So, we're gonna go through, and I have to remember what prizes I said people were getting. I'm pretty sure I remember. I'm just gonna want to be doubly sure. Okay, so prize allotment. Elliot chooses first. So I'm gonna post final placements.
what are his choices?
So the choices, and I'll post that after I'm done posting these finishers. Sorry. Tim, second. Christian was third. Fourth was Nick. And fifth was Ben. So the choices for prizes, guys. I don't know if you're watching the stream. I'll type it out here. I'm gonna just post it into the Discord, and to read it out to you guys on the stream. The prize selection is a choice, starting with first player, between a wooden first player token. When I went to Tulsa, I actually got 2 wooden first player tokens. I don't need 2, so I'm giving one away. A Rin and Brennan playmat. This is the same playmat that's in the OP kits. It's a very nice playmat. $10 credit to the Plaid Hat Game Store. And then there's 2 prize two of the prizes are a 5 dice pack of your choice, the color of your choice, from the Plaid Hat store. So that comes out to 5 prizes. Elliot's gonna get the first choice, pick what he wants, then Tim will pick what prize he wants, then so on and so forth until everyone has selected a prize. I want to say again though, guys, great job on this tournament. I mean, we had some great matches here. This is the final bracket. This is how it looks. I'm gonna throw up on the stream here in a second. There you go. So we saw that Elliot kind of cruised through this. He didn't drop a match this tournament. He had some close games though. So if you go back and watch them, there were some close matches. Tim came in, lost second round, fought his way through the losers bracket back into the finals, and gave a hell of a game in the finals. But then ultimately, the Noah came out on top. Great tournament, guys. Great tournament.
So what did you think about the deck builds just overall this tournament?
So I saw 3 Jessas. I know for sure Christian. We saw Christian's Jessa and Tim's Jessa were both quite different. Nick's Jessa, I don't remember how different that one was. I didn't really get to see him play as much. I'll have to go back and watch the videos. I want to say it's probably pretty close to Tim's. Maybe a little variation. I don't think I saw. Oh, okay. So Nick's is a charm. Wait, no, illusion. That's right. Nick played illusion in his deck for his Jessa. So 3 Jessas, actually 3 different Jessas. We saw the Noah. That was a single Noah. There was a Brennan player. That was a all-in direct damage burn Brennan that just tried to do as much as quickly as possible. I think players have caught on how to play against that. So that player did not end up advancing as Brennan did not end up advancing as far. Um, I think Daff also played Brennan actually. So there's two Brennan players. Brennan actually got knocked out
Did we
early
see
in
any
this
Rin
tournament.
this time? Did we
No
see
Rin,
any Rin?
absolutely no Rin. Three Jesses, a Noah, a Rin, three Jesses, a Noah, two Brennans. I think that's it. And Nebwerb played. I forgot what Ben played. I guess. Oh, Lulu. We can
I
tell
assume-
here because he
I
lost.
assume they all posted up the.
Yeah, it was Lulu because he had 21 life. So one Lulu, two Brennans, three Jesses, and one Noah.
Hmm. Interesting. And we're still seeing a lot of bears out there on the field, too. Still.
Yeah, tons of bears. I mean, there were bears everywhere. There were
We
bears.
saw some good use for ice trap and choke, though. That was nice to see.
So we have prize selection going on. Elliot elected to go with the playmats. Tim elected the $10 credit to the Plaid Hat Game Store. Let's see what Christian decides to go with. He says he has a wooden token, so he's taking a die pack. Nick, your choice. I know you're watching the stream, Nick. Your choice is next. What prize would you like? There is still a wooden first player token available and a die pack. And Ben is not here now. I'm just gonna PM him later. He's gonna get whatever's left over.
So, what did you think about running the tournament? This is the first time we've seen a tournament being run purely online. What did you think about running that?
Oh, it was. I thought I had a blast. To be honest, I had a blast. Oh, alright, cool. I'll PM you later. I had a blast hosting this tournament. It was really fun streaming, watching the games. There were some really good players in this tournament. It was exciting to watch these games. I think it went pretty smoothly. It'd be cool. I hope to do more of these in the future. We ended up having actually a decent number of players to have the tournament run pretty quickly. I mean, I was planning this thing to go till 8, and we ended here at before 3 o'clock. So that's good. Be cool to do some more in the future. Maybe more players. I think double elimination works pretty well. It's pretty
double elim in the end.
Yeah, I think double elimination works pretty well. It was actually super exciting to watch different players climb through the ladders, climb their way up and whatnot. I think double elimination works pretty well for this online format.
Mm-hmm. So anything you do differently in terms of hosting?
So it was a little slop. I mean, the Discord works.
Anything?
Yeah, the Discord works. I think it's a good place for communication and separating the game rooms. I think C did a good job putting that together. The channels and everything work. Sometimes we had some issues there. There's technical difficulties, obviously involved with online, with microphones, and with games possibly crashing. But otherwise, I think
Or
it works
lag.
well. Or lag. I think it worked well. I'm glad you.
Yeah, because I know that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that just trying to run both Tabletop Simulator and Discord just puts such a stress on internet connection that one of them is slowing down.
Yeah, it's yeah, and that can happen. It's I think it went. I liked it. I think it went well. I think it was really helpful to have those version 2 rules for time limit from you. Those actually, I love that rule. I think it works fantastically for time. And in double elimination, I don't have to. We just play to until completion anyway, so that's a good way to put a hard timer on the game.
Do we have any games that went to time in the end?
We had one game that went to time during the second round, and that was actually between Elliot and Nick.
All right. And they had to discard cards in the end?
And they started having to discard cards at the end. I think it ended that round, or close to it anyway. But it was a nail biter. I mean, it puts pressure
Cool.
on them, right? It puts pressure that you have to do something, or you're gonna deck yourself and die that way.
Yes. For those that aren't familiar, the version 2 of the rules that aren't released yet, but what they're currently intending to say is that call to time, and this is only for the elimination matches. So the once we've already cut to the top, but for something like this where you start with what happens once you've called to time, from then on you play as normal, except that after each player's turn, you have a choice. You can either discard and draw a pile. If you don't or you can't, token. So it definitely starts pushing you along, but it does
Oh,
stuff at the end of time.
sorry, Julius. I don't know if they all heard everything. I think, well, on my end, the voice on yours was dropping out a little bit a couple times. The only parts that they missed
That's
was
all right.
that they had to discard a card from hand or deck every time after
Yeah.
they take a turn.
Yeah.
But I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great rule. Yeah, yeah. So what Julius said was you basically after you go to time, you have to discard one card from deck or hand at the
You
start.
may.
You may.
No, you may
You're right.
discard one card from your deck or hand, and if you don't, you put a wound token on your Phoenix Spawn.
That's right. So you may, and it's wounds, so no sympathy, pain, shenanigans, guys. And that is at the start or at the end of your turn.
At the end of your turn.
And at the end of your turn.
Yeah, it also stops people just lock sources and just play a low resource game where 10 illusion just spend their whole game killing off all the like 1 or 2 cards a turn around. So this would prevent someone from just trying to lock down the whole board like that. I don't necessarily know if someone could win that way right now with that, but it's designed to make sure someone can't do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, craziness like that. I think that's a good that was
So you're going to be doing editing on all this video?
I'm not gonna edit. I should have done this right where I stopped recording and started recording at the correct times so that all the videos should be split up already. The only exception would be this last. The finals are gonna have all of this after chat on the end with them. I figured most people wouldn't go and click a video that was just after chat, so I just left it at the end here. Forced them to watch it.
Unless, of course, they just decide to stop.
Unless, yeah, I mean they could just stop, I guess.
But then they miss all this interesting chatter. All right. Well, it was good seeing everyone out here. It's going to be a lot of fun for me to watch the matches I couldn't see earlier today. But
Yeah, it was great.
virtually and then going on here.
Yeah, it was great having you, Julius. I enjoyed casting with you. Hopefully we can do this again sometime. Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to go and disconnect.
All right. Catch you later, Julius. All right, streaming people. Glad you guys all came out to watch. I think that's it. We got the prizes, so if you guys couldn't read it on the stream, first place, Elliot decided to take the play mat. Second place, Tim decided to take $10 credit to the Plaid Hat Games store. Third place, Christian decided to take the 5 ice because he already has a wooden token. And fourth place, Nick decided to take the wooden token. And fifth place, Ben is getting by force a 5-die pack of his choice. If you guys are curious, Ben did decide to go with illusion for those 5 dice, so made the right choice, I think, in my opinion. That's it. Everything went smoothly, guys. I'm glad. I'm hungry. I know you're probably hungry if you've been watching the whole time. If you've been playing the whole time, go get some food. Great tournament. Hope to do this again in the near future, not too far away. Hopefully we get a big showing. Maybe look to see another poll on the Facebook group for voting for another tournament date and time. Catch all of the videos on YouTube. I'll post mine probably right after I get off of this stream. And I'll ask C to post his as soon as possible. I think we both set our Twitches so that they record past broadcast, and they'll be up here for 48 hours. Then we'll also upload to YouTube, so they're there for longer. So if you want to catch those matches right away, you can just go to my Twitch here and check out previous broadcast, or you can go to C's Twitch, which is Tendolhorse, Tendolhorse on Twitch, and catch the videos there. I know I'm going to be watching some of these videos later tonight, because I couldn't watch the matches that C was casting, because I was casting a different match. So I'm excited to see those and see what I missed. Until next time, catch our streams. Catch our streams. We stream some other times. I've been picking it up a little bit more. C streams usually on Mondays. I'm guessing we'll probably stream again this Monday, like we usually do. Other than that, I just stream sporadically, depending on when I'm playing, when I have time available. Also, listen to the Main Action podcast, a great podcast to listen to for Ash's content. The Ashtray is another podcast that's more competition focused and play focused. That's another great podcast to listen to. And go check out strangecopy.com. That's a great website for Ash's content. I'm actually going to pull it up here in the stream for you guys. You can see, hopefully it loads. Exit this tabletop simulator. So strangecopy.com. There's a bunch of articles and things here. Papa Pratt has these awesome hidden power articles that he's posted for advanced play. If you want to see, our champion, our online champion, Elliot, posted his Golem Rim deck from Tulsa. You can read it there. I put a first edition write-up of my deck and my experience at Tulsa. Maybe today I'll go through and I'll add up my top 8 comments, because I have to do that at some point. So maybe I'll do that today. And then there's a new segment that the two Pratts, Papa P and Little P, started doing the reaction, where they cover a recorded episode on Tabletop Simulator, a match, and then they'll comment on it afterwards. Great commentary, great matches. Great content done here overall. If you're not in the Facebook group, I don't know how you know about this tournament in the first place. So I'm going to assume you know the Facebook group. And yeah, until next time. Catch you later, everybody. Have a good Sunday.